nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Asmita Kalaya Yuktam Chaitanyam Sakalam Smrutam, Asmita Rahitam Chaitanyam Shaktiruchyate. Yesterday we have seen this 13th verse. See, you are seeing two things on my face, but you are not aware of that. What are the two things? One is a common light, because of which everything is seen, so also my face. There is nothing special about that common light. Plus, wherever there is tense skin or the glass frame, there you see one spot of light, like a dot. So there are two lights. One is a common light, a second is a reflected light. Now, take another example. This should be very clear. This is the very basis of all your spiritual practice. In a bucket of water, there will be again two lights. One will be the common light in which the bucket and the water are seen. Plus, in that water, there will be reflection of the disk of sun. Two lights. Now the common light is common, but the specific light, Vishesha Prakasha, from that reflected disk of the sun, another light comes out. And that light illuminates those areas where the sunlight is not going. See? So, the common light and the specific light, two lights. See? In the same manner, the water is inert by itself, but how can it give light? Because of the reflected sun. Exactly the same way. In place of the bucket is our body, and in place of the waters is our mind. So, like both the bucket and the mind, both of them are, you Modi say, came late and cover his head. So, the bucket and our body, both of them are inert, and the water and mind is also inert. But the bucket does not reflect the sunlight, the disk of sun. Only the water reflects. In the same manner, the gross body does not have the capacity to reflect the light of consciousness, technically called as Chidabhasa. Chit Abhasa, reflected consciousness. But the water has this ability to reflect the consciousness as Chidabhasa. So now this picture is clear. body, mind, and in that mind Chidabhasa. If there is no reflection of the consciousness in the mind, that mind is inert. No knowledge. But when there is a reflection, then that inert mind becomes enlivened. And that enlivened mind, like the reflection of the sun in the bucket, in the waters, throws light outside and sees something different. In the same manner, the mind itself is inert, but when it is bathing in the light of consciousness as a Chidabhasa, then from there a phenomena happens, and that phenomena is called as Asmita, the I-ness. Now it is here we have to recognize. If the waters in the bucket is muddy, reflection will be dull. If the waters in the bucket is shaky, reflection will not be steady. If the mind is containing the mud of objectivity, this, that, the not I principle, then our reflection will be very dull. And if the mind is disturbed all the time, the reflection will be unsteady. And such a dull, unsteady intellect, knowledge cannot take place. So, when the mind is absolutely at peace, no mud of the worldly things, and no disturbance because of the relations. Worldly things are the mud, and the relations are the cause of disturbance in the mind. When these two things are suspended, then we can distinctly understand the mind and reflection of consciousness in the mind as Chidabhas. So, next step. Now we have to distinctly separate this Chidabhas from the mind. Meaning what? Now the Chidabhasa is no more influenced by the quality of the mind. Then that mind with the Chidabhasa is no more extrovert. Now it has become introvert. Something like this. Now this camera is seeing you all. See? But when I make the front camera active, it will remain in the same position. It won't change. But now it will not see outside. It will see inside. Selfie. Exactly the same way. When the mind is too much disturbed because of possessions and relations, then it is extrovert. But when the mind is absolutely calm and quiet, non-sleepy mind, then we have activated the front camera. Now the same camera, it has now become introvert. And in that, this reflected consciousness, Chidabhasa, is now facing the original source of light. Now be attentive. This Chidabhasa cannot illuminate the original light. See, like my light of my eyes is illuminating this mic. Mike cannot know. In the same manner, consciousness eliminates everything including Chidabhas. Chidabhasa may be introvert, but it cannot know the pure consciousness. And because it cannot know, a knower is not born. But the experience is there. Now what is that experience? Knowledge without a knower. This is that. Asmita kalaya yuktam chaitanyam sakalam srutam. When the pure consciousness is reflected in the mind as the Chidabhasa, then it is kalaya yuktam. Then it is not original, it is reflected. Like the kala of the moon, prathama, dvitiya, tritiya, etc. Because of the shadow of the earth on the moon. But that doesn't mean it has become many. In the same manner, the one real conscious reality reflecting in the minds appears to have become many, but when we are no more extrovert and introvertedness is, we live in this very much world. Dekho, suno, extrovert. Mat bolo, introvert. Then, asmita rahitam chetaha. So that knowledge, where the asmita, the I factor, I know, I don't know, when this I rahitam is deleted. How it is deleted? Knowledge without knower. Experience without experiencer. So, can there be a claim therefore that I am realized and I am not realized? Because there is nobody who is realized, there is nobody left there. See, my friend, asmita rahitam chetaha chaitanyam shaktiruchyate. That is what is the Chaitanya Shakti. It is that power of pure consciousness. Up to here we have seen. Now, tatha prakashitam vishvam shakti dhyanamudharutam sarvalamba vinirmuktam nishkalam jnanamuchyate. Now we go to next step. Taya prakashitam vishvam. Now, by Taya means what? This Nishkala Chaitanya. By this pure consciousness, Sakalam Vishwam. Taya Prakashitam Vishwam. So, what is illuminated? Be attentive. Object of knowledge is known. The knowledge of the object is known. And I know this knower is also known. The triputi involved in the knowledge is simultaneously eliminated by the pure consciousness which does not fall in the purview of objectivity, and therefore this knowledge is without any instrument of knowledge. How do you know the colors and forms? By the instrument of vision. How do you hear the sounds? By the instrument of ears. But the truth is, neither Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. None of the qualities. See, friends. Taya Prakashitam Vishwam. Taya, by the Shuddha Chaitanya. Vishwam, everything. Taya Prakashitam Vishwam. But what happens? When the misery comes, we become miserable and samsara begins. But if the misery comes, we go through the miseries without becoming miserable, then we are abiding in pure consciousness. Now experience is happening. Now don't become an experiencer. When the experiencer is not created, there cannot be a statement, I am realized and I am not realized. Because the I is not there. Taya Shuddha Chaitanya. By that Shuddha Chaitanya, Vishwam Prakashitam. Then Shakti Dhyanam Udarutam. See? Now what is illuminated by the Asmita Rahita? Asmita Rahita means that pure consciousness where the knower is not born. Taya, by that, Taya tad Asmita Kalaya Rahitam Chit Shaktya Prakashitam Yethasthita Ananta Vastu Sarupa Anatikramena Prakashitam Vishwam. It remains the same. There is no change. Now, to recognize this, there is an object on my hand. This is known. Object is removed. Now there is no object. Presence and absence of object makes no difference to me. Waking comes, goes. What do we get when we are awake? And what do we lose when we are deep sleep? Dream comes, what do we get? Deep sleep, what do we lose? We are the same. So, पृथिव्यादि शिव तत्व अनंत तत्व तात्विक समूहम शक्ति ध्यानम निज शक्ते ध्यानम देश काल अनवद्य छिन्न मलकर्म अनुपहत स्वरूपम ध्यानमिति उदाहृतम क्वचित. Therefore, what should be the awareness of no? We are all conditioned by knowledge of, experience of. Delete this off aspect. Knowledge without object. Because there is no object to know, there is no knower born. J. Krishnamurti used to say, objectless awareness. Because presence of the object and absence of the object does not add or delete anything. So many of you are present here, and if you disappear, will my eyes feel lost? Yaar, sab chale gaye. No. This is the secret. Taya prakashitam vishvam shakti dhyanam udarutam. Dhyanam, here dheya vastu. So, we remain in that. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. No struggle in life. Wherever there is struggle, there is somebody. Therefore, sarva alamba vinirmuktam. Or alambana is given up. See? I am Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, I am Indian, I am Australian, I am rich, I am poor. This is Alambana Yukta. I am rich, I am poor. Alambana, support is money. I am Indian, I am Australian, support is the nationality. I am man, I am woman, support is the body identification. Sarva Alambana Vinirmuktam. Not quantifying or qualifying. Unqualified, unquantified experience is the Shuddha Chaitanya. Therefore, Sarva Alamba Vinirmuktam. And therefore, na kuch pana, na kuch khona. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. All the alambanas, all the supports, they naturally get dropped. See, like when a fruit, mango, ripens on the tree, it detaches automatically. Don't have to do anything. In the same manner, we are not attached to anything. This illusion must go that we are attached. No, we are not attached. Is the vision attached to the red color, yellow color, green color? No. Is the hearing ability attached to good words, bad words? No. Is the mind attached to good thoughts, bad thoughts? No. Is the Shuddha Chaitanya attached to waking, dream, deep sleep, samadhi? No. Attachment itself is an illusion. And then we are all living in these illusions and suffer. The only way to get out of the illusions is to recognize illusions as illusions. The only way a bird can get out of the fighting with the reflection in the mirror is that bird has to know it is merely an appearance, it doesn't exist. Satya. Even my stomach is agreeing. See? In the same manner, be attentive. In the same manner, like you cannot stop reflection happening in the mirror. In the same manner, we cannot stop body identification. See? Then, but wise people, Jivan Mukta Purushas, they do not take body identification very seriously. Like when we stand in front of the mirror, if the mirror is faulty and our reflection looks funny, we don't take that, these days I am looking funny. No, I am the same. Because the reflection in the mirror we see, but we don't take it real. In the same manner, we have to live with the body identification. But the choice is whether we take body identification as real or we take it lightly. See? Tatha prakashtaya prakashitam vishvam shakti dhyana mudartam sarva alamba vinirmuktam. No alamban, no support. See? Be attentive. Therefore, no support means knowledge of gone. Experience of gone. Then it is only the knowledge. And this knowledge is, therefore, knowing is being. You cannot know the truth without being the truth. That experience where knowledge and existence merge into homogeneity, that is Ananda. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomanna. Parame Vyomanna in the Chidakash. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. They are one, they are not two. Therefore, Anantam one without a second. See. Satyam Jnana Anantam Brahma. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam. He who comes to discover this as his essential nature. Where? Parame Vyomanna. Parame Vyomni. In the Chidakash. If one comes to realize, then what? Sarvan Kaman Sah Ashnute. All his desires stand fulfilled, meaning he is no more carrying the burden of any more desires. Desire free experience is Jivan Mukti. See, friends. Sarvalamma Nirmuktam. Now, whatever so-called spiritual practice or religious practice we do, for what? To get something. Do this karma, do that karma, you will go to heaven, you will go to hell. Do this puja, you will go to the Swargalok, you will go to the Gandharvalok. See? Anything which is a result of action and creation is far away from the truth. Sarvalamba Nirmuktam. Nishkalam Jnanam Uchyate. Nishkalam, now it is not qualified knowledge. See, qualified knowledge is with attributes. Red, yellow, green, qualified colors. Vision is without any color, without any form. And therefore eliminates all colors and all forms. When I am influenced by the presence or absence of the objects, colors and forms, where I am, I have gone away from the vision and lost in the objective world. But when the presence or absence of any color or any form doesn't make any difference, where I am, I have come back to my vision. In short, when none of the objective things influence me, I have migrated from, rather I have started my migration from the periphery towards the center. Presently we are living at the periphery. Worldly objects, things and beings, possessions and relations, far away from ourselves. So, drop them, we come back to the sense organs. We drop the sense organs, we come back to the mind. See, what is happening? Objects are covering the sense organs. Sense organs are covering the mind. The mind is covering the I, Vijnanamaya Kosha. So mind is disturbed, I is disturbed. See, this is what is said, Sarvalamma Vinirmuktam. What we are doing, we are giving up alambana, the support. So we want all the time some company, alambana, support. And if we are all by ourselves, we are afraid. We get bored. See, friends, sarva alambana vinirmuktam. Therefore, try this. Remain with yourself at least for 10 minutes. During that 10 minutes time, do not have any support. WhatsApp, TV, eating, talking, company, listening to music, nothing. Just be. This is what we told you in our simple technique. Listen to silence. Listening to silence means what? Being indifferent to sounds. So, presence and absence of sounds makes no difference. Waking and dream, bhavatmak. But nothing is added to me. Deep sleep and samadhi, abhavatmak. Nothing is lost. I support the presence of waking and dream and the absence of waking and dream in deep sleep and samadhi. This sarva alamba vinirmuktam. No alambana, no support. Nishkalam jnana muchyate. Now this jnana means nishkala. Kala means aspect. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, these are the kala. Man, woman is the kala. Young, old is the kala. Not complete. See. What is the complete moon? The other day I told you. Complete moon is the 17th. From Prathama up to Purnima, 15 kalas. Then Amavasya, 16th kala. Moon is the 17th one. Now how these 16 kalas have come on the moon? Because of the shadow of the earth. But because of these shadows, has the moon become many? Today the Ekadashi, I must eat food. No, I should not eat food. But they say there are two Ekadashis, I will do tomorrow's Ekadashi. Aaj dabao. See, friends. Therefore, sarvalamma vinirmuktam nishkalam jnana muchyate. This unqualified knowledge. See, therefore I told you in other words, spiritual progress is not becoming someone extraordinary. We are carrying a lot of burden of extra, including fat. Drop it. The truth is ordinary. South is not good, north is good. For the space, no problem. The more we become aware of this niralamba sthiti, see, if I die, then the son I, the husband I, the father I also dies. But if I, the son, dies because my father died, nothing happens to me, the man. When I, the husband, dies because the wife gave divorce, therefore nothing happens to either the husband or to the man that I am. See? This unqualified, sadharan, samanya tattva, this is nishkalam jnana muchyate. our whole life is we want to become somebody. As if we are carrying less burden on our head. Therefore, we carry some more. What is that more? I am spiritual also. See? One day Lions Club, second day Rotary Club, third day Stagnant Club. No Rotary. Stagnant Club is meditation. See? I do meditation every day. Swamiji, how many hours meditation you do? Maybe 24 hours. 24 hours? Yes, in 10 years. This disease of doing is making us become something. Therefore, yesterday I told you, the real spiritual practice is a process of undoing and unbecoming. Don't do anything. That Nishkalam Jnanam Uchyate. That is the Nishkala Jnana. So, Sarva Alambana Vidir Muktam. Now this Alambana Vidir Muktam, Nishkalam Jnanam, here the commentary says, Desha Kala Adi Anavachinna Mala Karma Adi Upahata Swarupa Dhyanamiti Udarutam. So that experience which is not conditioned by time, space and object. See? When can we get it? Time. Where can we get it? Space. It is like what object? And this we all have in the deep sleep. In deep sleep, where are we? When are we? And what are we? If we can extend the deep sleep experience in the waking life, we are Jivan Mukta. When somebody is sleeping, really sleeping, not fake, and then you praise him, it makes no difference. You condemn him, it makes no difference. See? Because he has reached the Samanya. And what is the common? Common is that which is not limited, Kala Yukta, that which is not limited by time, space and object. See, friends. So, Eta Shakti Dhyanam Eva Sarvalamba Vidirmuktam. So, Alamba Nirmukta Heya Upadeya Vyatiriktam Mahat Upeksha Bhutam Virati Sambhavena Vidirmuktam Nishkalam Jnanam. Therefore, this knowledge is not giving up anything. Knowledge does not create anything. See, Jnanam Jnapakam. See, like the eyes, when they open, they don't create the world. Colors and forms are already there. They are only revealed. See? Therefore, Nishkalam Jnanam Sarva Sakshika Matra Paryavasita Jnanam Iti Uchyate. So this Jnanam is illuminating everything without becoming an illuminator. There is one word which many people use it, and that is being Sakshi. Yesterday we were somewhere, and after my talk was over, one lady, very sincere, very nice, he says, Swamiji, what you today told, that joy we experience and sorrows we experience, therefore we are other than the joy and the sorrows. I have clearly understood what is the meaning of Sakshi Bhav. So I didn't tell her anything, but it was a Satyanas. See? Don't get carried away by Sakshi, Sakshi, Sakshi. Better than that, be indifferent. When I say, I am Sakshi of you all sitting here, some of you listening, some of you sleeping, I am Sakshi. Means what? I am not influenced by any one of you. But by this, where is my attention? On you. And when I am indifferent, who cares? I don't care. Because my attention is not on you. Therefore, more than the Sakshi, witnessing consciousness, remain indifferent. Udasina vadasinam asaktam teshu karmasu. See? The more we become aware of this, easier it becomes to lead the spiritual life. So, continuing further, in the 15th verse, Aham amshena yat shunyam chinmatra lokamadvayam mukti bijam tadakhyatam parayoga pravartakam. See? Now what is the sadhana to be done? Sadhakas etasmin nishkalam jnanameva moksha sadhanam iti vakshate. Now this nishkala jnanam, this unqualified knowledge, this is the means for liberation. Wow, that means we are not yet liberated, no. Like, we get a boarding pass and get into the flight. Where? Chicago. You are here very much in Sydney, Chicago. No, once you see it, you are likely to reach there. It is the means. So, aham amshena yat shunyam, that knowledge which is shunyam, free from the aham amsha. Now here is very deep thought. Aham amshena yat shunyam, chinmatra alokamadvayam is only pure consciousness. Aloka, the light, the knowledge, the experience. Mukti bijam tadakhyatam, this is the seed of liberation. And it will lead to parayoga pravartakam. It will lead us to the ultimate merging in the absolute. So, yat kinchit jnanam aham amshena bindu janya shabda maya janita. Now this is very important. See, these are very subtle things. When we catch them properly, spiritual practice we don't have to do. We will live in that knowledge. This mic is having a shape or a form. But this mic doesn't know its name is mic. Doesn't know. Then I know this is a mic. So what is the world? World is Nama and the Rupa. Name and the form together constitute the world. See? Name is the karya of Maya. See? The world is created by the upadan karan Maya, the material cause. And the name is created by the bindu, by the sentient being. There is one shloka in Guru Stotra. Bindunada kalatita tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. See, if you take, suppose you take a paper, take a pen, world is not created. That means the painting is not created. Then you take that pen and put it That is Bindu, point. And when you start moving that, it will create some kind of sound, Bindu, Nad. And then some shape will be formed, Kala. Bindu, Nad, Kala, Atitam. See. So, Bindu is the name. See. And this name creates the Nad, the sound. About what? The Kala, the form. This is what is mentioned here. Aham amshena bindu janya shabda. So the sound is, or the words are created by the knower, and that about which the name is given, it is inert by itself. The inert aspect in the knowledge and the sentient aspect in the knowledge, these two together constitute the world. It is this here. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. What is this Bindu Nada? So, Bindu Janya Shabda, Maya Janita, Ahankara Sammelana Bhutam, Aham Amshena Shunyam Rahitam. Therefore, aham amshena yat shunyam. So that knowledge where this aham amsha is not there. Now what is the aham amsha? I know this is the mic. The mic doesn't know it is a mic. See? Therefore the mic is not disturbed. Whether disco or discourse, who cares? But I don't like disco. I like only discourse. So, aham amshena shunyam. So, aham amshena shunyam yat chinmatra avalokam advayam. Therefore, that pure consciousness alone, and therefore advayam. Advayam means what? Triputi rahita. That knowledge where knower known knowledge tried does not happen. See, like I know this mic. How I know this mic? Three things. This is a mic, step number 1. But who knows this? I know. So I, the knower, is born. What is the knowledge? This is a mic, but I am not the mic. Oh. So that knowledge where knower known knowledge, Triputi happens, it is the Sakala Jnanam with the Kala. And Nishkala Jnanam is what? I know myself, but I am not me. No. So that knowledge where not I aspect is not created, that is the Nishkala Jnanam. And therefore, I have to ask somebody, hey, is this what is called as mic? Or it is something different? There can be doubt, question about the object which is known. But will I go and ask somebody, hey, excuse me, hey, I am there or not? No. So that knowledge where there is no question, there is no doubt, that is the truth. And if we want to reach there, what should the spiritual practice? Don't ask any question. Any question you ask, you go away from yourself. The mind doesn't want to dissolve in pure consciousness. Therefore, to maintain its existence, it will go on either brooding over the past or trying to solve the non-existing problems of the future. See, my New Zealand visa has not yet come. I am supposed to go there. So the mind is working. even if it comes one day before, doesn't matter. But suppose it doesn't come, it comes 2 days later, or they refuse, then what will happen to my ticket? Can I get the money back, or they will be adding as credit? And then what will I do? Should I go somewhere for a picnic? Nothing has happened. But the mind keeps on brooding, imagining. See, friends, when we become aware of this, that the mind is creating the illusion of time. Therefore, aham amshena yat shunyam chinmatravalokam advayam. Advayam, where there is no dvaya, there is no otherness. Now what is the advayam? Advayam, this is very important. Pujya pujaka, dhyatru dheya, ज्ञातृ ज्ञेय स्वरूप आदि अनेक भेद व्यापार रहितम. Now what is Advayam? Pujya Pujaka, the worshipped and the worshipper. Then Dhyatru Dheya, the meditator and on which meditation is done. Similarly, Jnatru Jneya, the knower and the known. These Dvaita Rahitam. If I have to know my vision, what I have to do? The objectivity which is promoted by the vision is dropped. Now how it can be dropped? No choice is given to any color and form. Then where I am abiding? I am abiding in the vision. No choice is given about any food. Whatever food comes, beautiful, wonderful, extremely good. Where I am in the rasana. So what will be the spiritual practice? Lesser the choice we give to ourselves, nearer we are to our divine nature. You exercise choice, go away. And in that only, meditator. And meditated upon. Bhagavan is there. If you see the Bhagavad Mahapuran, there Kapil Muni gives instruction to his mother Devahuti about dhyana. Then he said, sit before the Lord, keep the vigraha very beautifully decorated, and then look at the peacock feather, and then close your eyes, and then try to see that peacock feather inside. But when I see inside, I see only cockatoo. Why it is not coming? Okay, again try. Constantly operating on these platforms, I versus you. This Dvaita Rahitam, Advayam. See, there is to be a great Mahatma in Vrindavan. And he was Mastaram, extremely simple and very, very great Mahatma. So his devotees, Maharaj, let's go to Bihari temple. Come, go there. And he will stand there. Maharaj, let's go. Yes, let's go. He will go. One day, one of his disciples said, Maharaj, when you come to this Bihariji temple, you don't do namaskar. Other people say, what arrogant this Mahatma is. He doesn't do namaskar to Bihariji. So he became angry. Why didn't you tell me do namaskar? It is your fault. You should have told me. He is not even aware that he has to do namaskar. See, friends, then abidance in the truth makes our life absolutely effortless. Do have to put effort, Mr. I, you are having some problem. Should I send the finger to rub? No, it happens. It is not done. In the same manner, Advayam, spiritual practice is not done. It happens. And if we look within our own life, you will come to know that all that we are today is all happening. Our efforts have hardly any contribution to that. But ahankara vimudhatma, sakala jnanam, ahankara vimudhatma, karta hamiti manyate. Therefore, adi aneka bheda vyapara rahitam, chinmatra lokam, chinmatra alokam is only the pure light that consciousness is. It's not the light of consciousness. Chinmatra lokam, neya karya upadhi vetirikta संवित मात्र आलोकनम यद स्फुरणमस्ति तदेव परयोग प्रवर्तकम. And in this manner, when we are abiding more and more in this pure consciousness alone, then what is that? Neya karya upadhi vetiriktam. See? The upadhi, knower and the known. These upadhis are given up, and then samvit matra avalokanam, only being aware of being. Now awareness and being are not two. Therefore knowing is being. Yet spuranamasti, this experience of our being, tadeva parayoga pravartakam, that alone is ultimately that leaves us without any doubt and merge ourselves in the absolute. Parayoga pravartakam. Mantra laya rupa raja yoga nam uttara bhuta yoge pravartakam sancharaka mukti bijam mokshasya bijam karanamasti akhyata muktam. Now when we have come to this thing, and then you get lost in all kinds of yoga. Do this thing, I want this siddhis. Do that thing, I want to go to the heaven, go to the Gandharva Loka. All these things are possible only for this. And if we discard all that, then Mukti Bijam, the same pure consciousness, is the seed for liberation while we are alive in this very world. Karanamati Uktam, Maharaj. In the 16th verse, the teacher says, now all these things are to be given up slowly, slowly. All arambana. What is that? Chakrani nadyaha padma devata bija mandalam rupamityadikam kinchit dheyam naiva kadachana. You should never practice this. What is that? Chakrani, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, then Agya, Ityadi, Chakrani. Don't waste your time in sitting there. Now they take the air inside and force it on the Mooladhara chakra. And awaken that chakra. Don't get lost in that. Or else sit quiet and focus attention on the Bhrumadhya. Guarantee headache. See, friends, this is the Kundalini Marga. And when somebody is practicing that, many siddhis start appearing. And when those siddhis come, you cannot keep quiet. For the seeker of truth, Siddhis are obstacles. See, friends, imagine anybody comes in front of you and you can read his complete mind. Will you be able to deal with the world in a normal way? With your own single mind, you are sufficiently disturbed. एक और आ गया. See, like you must have seen, and I did this just for a fun. It's so good it was. There was one lady, and she came and told, Swamiji, you have spoiled my husband. As is not one case, there are many of them. I didn't ask what. Then she said, my husband doesn't tell anything to his mother, and my mother-in-law is so terrible. I don't know what to do with her. You please help me. I said, I will help you. But if you tell it to somebody, that will be applied on you, not on her. It will be transferred. What is that? I said, I know. She is going to die after 287 days. Really, Swamiji? I said, yes. But if you tell anybody, you will die. Don't tell anybody. Then, when you have got problem with her, you start counting down. 280. See? Then again some problem comes. 272. थोड़ी देर सह लो. And thus she stopped reacting to her mother-in-law. And as a result, most of the problems were slowly dissolved. And then she discovered her mother-in-law is not bad, she is good. But that is her nature. You know, some people, they don't talk, they bark. But that is their nature. But that doesn't mean they are dogs, that is nature. क्यों आए, किस लिए आए, क्या है, बैठो, खाओ. अरे. See, friends. And then she says, Swamiji, can you do something? What? I don't want her to die. She's so nice. I was misunderstanding her at every moment. Please do something that she should not die. I said, look here. I can only tell that thing. And if you don't want her to die, then you should do upasana. What upasana? Chant Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Oh Lord, please let my mother-in-law live long, long. In few days, all the problems of the house dissolved. See, friends. So don't get lost in this so-called siddhis. So chakrani. See, friends, we are studying Kalottara Devi. That experience which is not conditioned by time. Last life, this life, next life. See, sin, merit, hell, heaven, birth, death. Nothing. Therefore, all this alambana which we take in our so-called sadhana, niralamba, no support of anything. Now what are other aspects of these chakras and what is the chakra of the chakras, we'll see it in tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.